Mr. Fritter, let me tell you something now. You scare me. Since 14, assault, trespass, deadly conduct, assault, DWI, forgery, and now a harassment and a felony assault. Look at me. I'm going to make your bond so high your head will spontaneously combust. But no one, and I mean no one, should have to live with.
Judge Fleer, a man known for his no-nonsense, zero-tolerance approach, finds himself face-to-face with a defendant who's been stirring up trouble since he was 14. And when I say trouble, I mean a highlight reel of bad choices, assaulting his girlfriend, stalking her, and dabbling in crime like it's a side hustle. If making reckless decisions were a competitive sport, this guy would be a world champion. But here's where things take a turn. This isn't one of those cases where the judge offers a hopeful pep talk and a slap on the wrist. No, you can see it in Judge Fleer's eyes. He's about to make an example out of him. With precision and unwavering authority, he dismantles every excuse, leaving no room for sympathy. The tension in the courtroom is thick. You could hear a pin drop as Judge Fleer lays down the facts, one brutal truth at a time. But here's the big question. Will the punishment fit the crime? Because this guy has spent years wreaking havoc, and accountability is long overdue.
One will be appointed to you, sir.
On or about September 19, 2024, an officer conducted a follow-up in regards to an assault on a family case. Upon further investigation, the officer made contact with the complaining witness, who reported that the defendant had been harassing her since September 18, 2024, by sending her videos, voicemails, and text messages containing horrible remarks, approximately 50 to 60 messages in total. In the voicemails, the defendant curses at her, asking, "Where are you? Why the fuck aren't you at work?" and calling her various names. Additionally, the complainant showed the officer text messages of the defendant telling the complaining witness, "Kill yourself and I want to watch you suffocate, and your family hates you." The complaining witness indicated that the continual harassment is making her fear him even more. Complaining witness was able to give officers the defendant's identifying information and positively identify the defendant as a person who has been harassing her.
I see that he has also picked up a felony assault against this complaining witness as well.
Yes, sir.
Okay, what happened in that one? And I'm assuming it's the same date as this one, so I'm assuming it's out of the same transaction?
I'm not sure. So it says that I don't believe so. It says that on September 18th in Harris County, officers were dispatched to an assault. The complaining witness advised that the defendant came home upset about socks not being in the closet. The defendant punched the complaining witness with a closed fist on her foot twice on her right thigh and twice on her left thigh, causing pain. The complaining witness advised that the defendant grabbed her by the arm and forcibly shoved her out of the house, throwing her on the porch. She advised that she felt pain, and she advised that this has been an ongoing issue for the past 2 years. The officers observed purple and green bruises on her arm, foot, and her legs. The bruises were green, purple, and red and of significant size.
Is there a no contact order in this case?
Judge, who's the defendant?
This is Mr. Fritter. He hasn't harassed, Mr. Fritter, let me tell you something now. You scare me. And you scare me something good. You have, since 14, assault, trespass, deadly conduct, assault, DWI, forgery, and now a harassment and a felony assault.
Judge, there has been a note filed, but there is no protective order in this case.
Is there no contact in the felony case whatsoever?
I'm checking the qualifications. It's no threatening or harassing at this time. Would ask if that be a no contact at this court, Judge.
I don't see that the rip has been.
Are you Miss Lisco?
Yes, sir.
That's Miss Lisco right there. Come up, ma'am. Come up. I'm sending you for a drug and alcohol test right now, Mr. Fretter. I want to protect you as much as I can. No one has to have this kind of treatment whatsoever for any reason. And I will do everything in my power to protect you. All I need you to do is tell me. All I need is please give me the word. Mr. Fritter, look at me. You so much. One, I'm. Can you imagine what life is like when someone has to walk on eggshells because they have the fear that if they make someone mad in the smallest respect of having socks not in the damn drawer, they're liable to get a beating? Can you imagine what life is like to live with that kind of fear? You're going to live it with me now, because one false move, I'm going to make your bond so high your head will spontaneously combust. But no one, and I mean no one.
This man isn't just reckless. He's dangerous. He spent years stalking, assaulting, and terrorizing his girlfriend, and now, standing before the judge, he can barely meet his eyes. That alone speaks volumes about his guilt and shame. And honestly, he should be ashamed. A man who inflicts this kind of pain on someone he once claimed to love deserves to face serious consequences. But let's shift the focus to the real victim here, the woman who had the incredible strength to testify against him. Imagine the courage it takes to sit just feet away from the person who's hurt you the most, to relive the fear, the trauma, and the pain, all in the hopes of finally getting justice. Domestic abuse is a terrifying reality for so many, and for those trapped in its cycle, survival is a daily battle. Breaking free requires unimaginable bravery, and it's on the system to do better in protecting survivors. That's exactly why Judge Fleer's approach is so powerful. He doesn't dance around the truth, doesn't water down his words. He calls it like it is. He makes it absolutely clear that this kind of behavior is beyond unacceptable, that there will be consequences. This isn't just a routine sentencing. This is a judge making a statement, delivering real, unapologetic justice. And frankly, it's refreshing to see. But the big question remains, what's Judge Fleer going to do? Will he hand down the punishment this man so clearly deserves? Let's find out.
You will not have any threatening or harassing contact. What is threatening or harassing doesn't matter what you think is threatening or harassing. It's what she perceives. So if I go like this, is that threatening or harassing? It most certainly is. And it's enough for me to put you in jail and make your bond $150,000, maybe 50, maybe 20. But I will do, Mr. Fritter, I will do everything in my power to protect every single person of this county. And I don't care if you're kicking, screaming, crying because you go to jail and don't have anyone to bond you out. And I'm going to drug test him like crazy to make sure that he's not using alcohol or dope. In fact, I'm going to test him 2 times a week. I'm setting him now because I want to know what, if anything, is in his system, and then we'll go from there.
Judge, he will come back positive, but that's prior use from.
What were you going to test positive for, Mr. Fritter?
Marijuana.
Okay.
And ketamine, and probably some other stuff that could have been in the ketamine.
These are your bond conditions that are going to apply to you now. And if you fail to live up to these bond conditions, I'm just going to let you out. That's it. You will appear to me here 2 times a week to take drug tests. And if I find anything is in your system, and I don't care what it is, I'm going to lock you up. You're ordered not to use any kind of dope or alcohol. And if you can't get this monkey off your back, because I am now giving you the opportunity to do it on your own. If you're incapable of doing it on your own, then I'm going to do it for you. Do you understand? No dope, no alcohol. And when I mean no alcohol from any source. No isopropyl alcohol, cakes, candies, foods, gums, energy drinks, tequila lollipops, hair dye. I've heard it all, and I don't care. You come to me test positive, you'll stay with me. I also want you 3 times a week to do anger management classes so that we can deal with the anger issues. Look at me 3 times a week. And I want a piece of paper showing me that you've done it, the date, time, location of where you've done it, so that I can verify that you've done it. And if you don't do it, you will stay with me. You now have the opportunity to address these things on your own. If you don't, you will be doing it with me. And if I get one, and I mean one breath that she's been mistreated in any way, shape, or fashion,
After everything we just saw, it's no surprise that he's right back where he started. This guy couldn't even follow his bond conditions and, shockingly, landed himself back in jail. Now he's sitting there with a $150,000 bond hanging over his head. Who could have seen that coming? Right, here's the thing. You can't pull stunts like that and expect Judge Fleer to go easy on you. This judge doesn't play around with repeat offenders who think they're above the system. And honestly, at this rate, this guy seems destined for a lifetime behind bars. It's like he physically can't make a good decision. Once again, I have to give it up for Judge Fleer. This man is a legend when it comes to holding criminals accountable. He cuts through the excuses, the lies, and the games, delivering exactly what's deserved. Too many judges hesitate when it comes to calling out behavior like this, but not Fleer. His no-nonsense approach is exactly the kind of leadership the justice system needs more of. But now, I want to hear from you. Was the $150,000 bond fair? Should it have been higher? Should repeat offenders like this even have the chance to bond out? And what do you think of Judge Fleer's handling of the case? Too harsh, too lenient, or just right? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I'm curious to hear where you stand. And if you enjoyed this breakdown, hit that like button. Subscribe for more content like this, and share this video with someone who loves seeing justice served. Stay safe out there, seriously. The world is full of people like this guy, and trust me, you don't want them anywhere near your life. I'll see you in the next one.